Here on the southern slope of Highgate Hill, red squirrels leap the hornbeams. Still I see twigs and serrated leaves against the sky. The sunny silence was of Middlesex. Once a Delaunay Belleville crawling up West Hill in bottom gear made such a noise as drew me from my dream world out to watch that early motor car attempt the steep. But mostly it was footsteps, rustling leaves, and blackbirds fluting over miles of heath. Then Millfield Lane looked like a constable, and all the grassy hillocks spoke of Keats. Mysterious gravel drives to hidden wealth wound between laurels, mighty Kenwood Towers, and Grand Duke Michael's house and Holly Lodge. But what of us, in our small villa row, who gazed into the Burdett Coutts estate? I knew we were a lower, lesser world than that remote one of the carriage folk who left their cedars and brown garden walls in care of servants. I could also tell that we were slightly richer than my friends, the family next door. We owned a brougham, and they would envy us our holidays. In fact, it was the mother there who first made me aware of insecurity when war was near. "Your name is German, John." But I had always thought that it was Dutch. That TJE, that fatal TJE, which I have watched the hesitating pens of government clerks and cloakroom porters funk. I asked my mother. "No," she said, "it's Dutch. Thank God you're English on your mother's side." Oh, happy, happy Browns and Robinsons. Safe were those evenings of the pre-war world, when firelight shone on green linoleum. I heard the church bells hollowing out the sky, deep beyond deep, like never-ending stars, and turned to Archibald, my safe old bear, whose woolen eyes looked sad or glad at me, whose ample forehead I could wet with tears, whose half-moon ears received my confidence, who made me laugh, who never let me down. I used to wait for hours to see him move, convinced that he could breathe. One dreadful day they hid him from me as a punishment. Sometimes the desolation of that loss comes back to me, and I must go upstairs to see him in the sawdust, so to speak, safe and returned to his idolater. Safe in a world of trains and buttered toast, where things inanimate could feel and think, deeply I loved thee, 31 West Hill. At that hill's foot did London then begin, with yellow horse trams.